Alright, I want you to pay attention, okay? I discovered something amazing. Last night, I was playing around with some chemicals that I just happened to have in this lab that I didn't even know I had until last night. And I was just working. I was working non-stop. I wasn't really sure even what I was doing, but I was just mixing these chemicals together. I think I've discovered the cure for cancer. Now, pay very close attention because I'm about to give you everything that you need to discover this, okay? So first what you need to... We interrupt this important YouTube channel to bring you some information that you probably don't want to hear. In our 2016 presidential candidate race, you know, the one that nobody cares about, so-and-so won over so-and-so in a state that you're not even living in, most likely. So, yeah, I know you probably don't care, but, you know, we very clearly could have just shown it on the bottom of the screen, but we thought we'd just take time out of your day to actually tell you about this presidential candidacy that you don't even really care about, and if you really did care about, could very easily look it up on your phone or something similar to that. So we hope to have wasted your day and your time today, and yeah, now we'll return you back to the YouTube channel that you were watching. And sodium chloride, that's all it takes! I mean, can you believe it? I can't believe it was that easy, right? Right? I'm Mason the Brock Henderson, and ABC needs to cut that shit out. I'm not one for swearing on my channel, but that is frustrating. That's the second time in a matter of 3 weeks that ABC is like, oh, here's some breaking news. So-and-so won in this state. I don't care. If I really did care, I would look it up. But for everybody else that just wants to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and doesn't care because we have horrible presidential choices this year, you're interrupting our show. The only good thing is that thankfully they paused the show where it was. You know, obviously what I did was a bit of a parody, but they do pause the show where it stopped and then pick back up there, and I think they lessened the commercial break a little bit to make sure it still fits within the hour. But it's still kind of jarring that you're right in the middle of this intense moment. They're trying to figure out, okay, you know, what do we do? We're in this office. Daisy starts talking about this hidden elevator at Colson, and then cut off for a second to talk about, okay, so Hillary Clinton won in New York. And I'm like, I don't care. It sucks because frankly, you know, I don't care about Democrats in the first place, but Clinton over Sanders is just horrible. Horrible choice. I don't even want Sanders, but still horrible. Anyway, so, you know, it's just frustrating. And this isn't even about the show. This is just ABC in general. This is, like I said, second time in a matter of 3 weeks. It happened 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember what was going on at the time. I think it was, like Mac was doing something with his brother at the time. And then they just cut it off right in the middle of that scene. And when we came back, I'm like, okay, so we're still back where we're supposed to be, right? Like this, okay. Like, it just threw me off, and it really distracts from the show. Why not do it, one, why not do it during a commercial break? Two, why not just show us in like a little scrolling thing? If we want to read it, we can. Three, who really does care at this point? You know, some people are like, there are certain people who really do care because they don't want Trump or they don't want Clinton, and so they care to make sure that those two don't get elected. But a majority of people are just like, you know what, they're all bad. I don't know much about Ted Cruz, to be honest. I probably should look him up because, frankly, he's the only one that I don't hate out of the 4 choices. But you know, like, it's frustrating to me that you're going to take a moment to just stop my show right in the middle and tell me about something I don't care about. But anyway, on to the show. Holy crap! What the hell? Daisy! No! Frankly, I did kind of see it coming because I follow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Instagram, and they posted a picture of her talking to Hive, and I'm just like, once I found out that one of the team members might have gotten possessed by Hive, that picture came into my mind. I thought, there's no way. And then once Lincoln got discovered, I'm like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden she busts in the room. I'm like, there's no way. But this is the 17th episode of the 3rd season, The Team. And we finally do get to see the team. the Inhumans team that Daisy has brought together to work together, and it was a good episode. Not only do we get to see them in action, there are a couple great moments. You've got Joey and Yo-Yo working together. Does Joey have a superhero nickname yet? I don't think he does. But like the guys shoot at them, Joey melts the bullets, and then Yo-Yo does her little power, straps everybody's hands together, and comes back. And it's just like, I like seeing this. I wish they had one more member of the team so we could see just a little bit more. But for what we got and what we have right now, it was really good. And then on top of that, to throw like a mystery in there, because the way they set it up, any of them could have been the perpetrator. Like, it could have been any one of them. And that's what I loved about this episode. It really was a mystery. Like, there were moments where they were all alone. And, the Hive could have stepped in and possessed them at any time. There was any number of them, or any four of them could have been possessed by. And I'm just like, I love this. I love the mystery. It's not just, okay, well, so-and-so's acting... Joey was acting weird, but it was kind of like he did just kill a guy. So I could see it. Lincoln was acting a bit weird. The whole thing about him getting... Like, the possibility of him getting possessed... on the one episode where, Daisy had the vision of the future... That was interesting. That was really interesting. It seemed like a real possibility, too. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, I can't believe it's Lincoln, but that makes sense. But I think the thing that really sells me on this is the fact that they took a chance. It would have been so easy for them to make it Joey or to make it Yo-Yo. It would have been so easy to do that. I mean, we're just now getting to know Joey. He got introduced at the beginning of this season. His powers are pretty cool, but I mean, we're just getting to know him. Yo-Yo just got introduced in the second half of the season. We're just getting to know her. It would have been so easy to make one of those two the one that got possessed. But first they choose Lincoln, and I'm just like, wow. And it wasn't even the fact that it was Lincoln. It was the fact that it looks like he had been possessed much earlier than we thought. Like he has been possessed for a while. I'm just like, huh, that's a good twist. And then all of a sudden Daisy shows up in the room. I'm like, wait. Like, cause for a second, whenever she popped in there, I'm thinking, how did she get out? What is this, like a plan by Coulson? Like, he sends Daisy in to break Lincoln out, and then have Lincoln lead them back to Hive so they can find out where he is and take him down. And all of a sudden Lincoln starts to like, the way she's talking, he realizes, wait, something's not right. And that's when I realized, wait, something's not right. And then they showed the scene where she got possessed, and I'm just like, no. For those of you who don't know, Daisy is like my main crush right now, as far as TV shows and movies. Like, the only one that I have more of a crush on is Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy, and that's it. But for right now, because, obviously that's done, the Amazing Spider-Man movies are done. So right now, Daisy is my main crush as far as media and celebrities go. So to see her get possessed is a little bit more emotional for me than for most people. However, but to go back and show it all, to show her getting possessed and what happened there, to show her taking out Gideon, and we actually got to see Gideon's death, which makes me wonder, did Gideon saw her and for some reason claimed it was Ward because, I don't know, like, it seems weird that he wouldn't say anything about it unless he really did have faith in this Hive or whatever. And so he knew that Daisy was going to be possessed and kill him, and so he just let her do it and didn't tell anybody that it was her. And then we get to see, like, just her doing everything pretty much. And then it ends with her destroying the base. I'm like, are you serious? What? That sucks. And the crazy thing about it is, I have no idea what's going to happen next. Like, there's just... First of all, there's so many possibilities. You've got the fact that she's now been turned against the team. First of all, she will be probably told to kill some of them. I don't know how much her brain can fight this. You know, like, because she's an Inhuman, this Hive can control her mind. How much of it is she actually able to fight? How conscious is she during this? You know, like, is it a full mind control? Or is it just like he has power over her to do things that she... Like, he won't have the ability to make her kill her team because that's just too much for mind control. Or will he be able to just tell her to do anything and she'll go do it? I don't know. So many questions that raises. But even the previews say she saw somebody's death. Was it somebody on the team or was it her own? I'm just like, that's a good question. I don't know. Because, for one, Yoyo doesn't seem like she's going to be a part of the team anymore after this, and Joey doesn't either. And we know it's her necklace that's in that space shuttle that explodes. Does she give it to somebody else? Is she in there with somebody else? I don't know. But, there's just a lot of possibilities with this. And on top of that, still don't know exactly what's going to happen with Hive from here. Because now he's got Daisy working for him. That's pretty important. That's a big... that's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who knows all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s tactics, who's been around since the rebuilding of S.H.I.E.L.D., who's very close with the director of the new S.H.I.E.L.D. She knows pretty much everything. She can give Hive a lot of intel. That's a scary thought. So it feels like everything's going wrong. And I'm scared. Like, they're calling it S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Fallen Agent. That's the title for the next few episodes, I think. Yeah. It's intense. It's very intense. But like I said, it's a bold choice, and I like the fact that they had the guts to make that choice. To not make it be, oh, it's Lincoln. It's sad because he and Daisy are a thing, but he's not one of the main No, it's Daisy. It's Sky. It's the one we've been following since the very beginning. I still think she's the main character of this show. I know we kind of... Coulson's important, May's important, Fitz and Simmons, I'm going to talk about them in a second. They're also important. But from the beginning, she's been the center focus. From the very beginning, even before we really started talking about S.H.I.E.L.D. that much, she was the focus. Before she became a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was a big focus. And then we started learning about her powers, her mother, her father, all of this stuff, the Inhumans in general. She is the focus. And now that focus is turned bad, at least for the moment. Now, of course, they do have the one guy that could freeze people, turn to stone or whatever. They do have him, and they have whatever Hive does to these Inhumans' brains. They have that information. So they will be working to break Hive's grip on her. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy, because this is something they've not experienced before. Inhuman DNA is something that they're still trying to figure out. So to throw this into the mix feels like, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? So anyway, just really, really good episode. And that's just the main story. Because we've also got some other interesting things going on the side. One, like I said, we've got Yo-Yo and Joey. It doesn't look like they want to be a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. after what happened in this episode. Both of them, I kind of wish Joey was not so easily swayed, because he's actually been around S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, and it seemed like he was really ready to step up. Yo-Yo just got introduced to the team. Like I said, we got introduced to her in the first episode of the second half of the season. So I understand Yo-Yo, the first moment that she becomes a part of the team, like the very next thing she's being suspected of something. That can be kind of jarring, especially whenever it's your first day a part of something else. That can be very jarring. And so I understand her reasoning, but Joey, he's been around for a while, he knows S.H.I.E.L.D., he's been around these people. I'm kind of obviously killing the guy had something to do with it, but I'm still kind of disappointed that he was just so done. Like it just, I don't know. Maybe he will not leave the team as easily as it looks like right now. Um, but the very interesting thing about this is that Yo-Yo and Max seem to be hitting it off, and not that I'm a huge person on relationships and like, oh, they should get together, but it would be nice to see them develop it. They seem like they were at least developing a good friendship. Why not develop that more? Having Yo-Yo leave the team kind of cuts that off, and obviously the whole fact that her necklace is in the spaceship means that something's going to happen with her. But I don't know, just her leading the team would be a poor choice, in my opinion. Also going on, a relationship that I've been rooting for a long time, which is very rare for me because I don't like relationship stuff in shows, especially whenever the show is about something else and then they focus on the relationship. That gets frustrating for me. This one, however, has been just such a long time coming that these are two characters that I really do feel close to. Because they're just perfect for each other. They've been together since they were in school, in the academy, at S.H.I.E.L.D. They're the perfect fit. Everything about them has just been so perfect, except for the timing. The timing has been awful. And I'm frustrated for them. And honestly, I think the reason, because if you watch some of my other reviews, namely Supergirl, namely a bit of the first season of The Arrow, those shows do relationships a lot. And it becomes a big focus. So much so that we've got the plot going on, the plot interrupted, let's have some relationship stuff thrown in there. Is she going to end up with him? Is he going to end up with this girl? Who knows? Okay, you guys got that? Okay, so now we're going to go back to the plot. Hang on, we got some more relationship. It never felt natural. It always felt like they're trying to push this relationship stuff and then sort of focus on the main plot, the fighting the aliens, the fighting the bad guys. It was never taken lightly. It was always pushed to the forefront of are these two going to end up together. FitzSimmons has been a relationship that just it's developed so naturally, in my opinion. Just watching them together, first as friends, then as co-workers, you see how much Fitz cares for her, but she doesn't really see that. And it was never a huge deal in the first season. It was just kind of there. You knew it was there. It was touched on occasionally. But until that last moment when they're in the bottom of the sea together and Fitz is about to sacrifice himself for her, it's not really touched on that much. And then after that, Simmons leaves to go do something else. Fitz is now dealing with a brain injury. Well, that gets fixed. And just as they finally have started to connect again, Simmons gets stolen away to another world. There, she meets another guy. And now they've spent, I can't remember how long, it was several months together. Now they've started to develop a relationship. She comes back, that guy that saved her life sacrificed himself for her and is now still over there. Now she really wants that guy to get back, and now Fitz is having to deal with the fact that he finally got her back, but now it's not really her because she cares for somebody else because it's been so long. This whole thing has just been such a long and painful roller coaster ride, but it's felt so natural. It's never felt forced. It's never felt pushed to the front. It's never been something that the show's like, hey guys, focus on this. Focus on FitzSimmons. It's never been the thing to look at. And that's why it's been so good. That's why it's been so well handled, because we're just experiencing it. It's just going along. It's just going along. Now it's finally happened. At the end of this episode, they're finally together. Throughout most of this, they're back. They've been going back to how they used to be. In the first season, they're kind of joking around the moments together that they are just, they're FitzSimmons. They work together. They're really good friends. They had that throughout this entire episode up until the very end, and it's just like they finally decide, you know what? it's been so long to wait. Time to be done waiting. You know, like pretty much what we're all thinking. It's time to be done waiting for this. Just as Daisy decides to destroy the base. The reason I'm talking about this so much is because I am very worried. Namely because, like I said before, timing seems to be awful for them. I'm worried that this base collapsing is going to affect them somehow. And that one of them is either going to suffer something traumatic, or one of them might die. If that happens, I'm going to have to find the scriptwriters and strangle the life out of them. Because I'm so sick of that. You know, like, at some point you just have to say, you know what, we've put this off long enough. We've had them be perfect for each other, but terrible timing. At some point you just gotta say, you know what, okay, let's have the timing be right for once. And it looks like it still might not be right. That's frustrating. So going forward, that's gonna be something to look at. I don't know what it's gonna do, but either way, overall, very good episode. Everything going on is very interesting. Coulson, I don't know how he's going to react to this, just because it's kind of a betrayal. You know, he really did trust her. You could see when he was talking to her, he really did trust her, and never thought it could have been her that got affected by Hive. That's going to hurt a lot. You can see that moment when she's tearing down the base and he's like banging on the door and screaming Daisy silently, and then rubble falls on. It's a very emotional moment. Like, they've been together, they've been a team, it's almost been a father-daughter relationship, and now this is his practical daughter turning on him and being possessed by something which she can't control. That's going to be a big storyline going forward. So, that's my opinion on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's part of the reason why I love this show so much. It's my favorite all-time show. I can't help it. They do such a good job with it. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So, let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think they're going from here with this? Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Just let me know. We'll discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.